Hi, my name's Narelle Wright Gatti, and I'm from Digital Access Solutions and Assistive Technology, DASAT for short. We are very honoured to have been nominated for the Lord Mayor's Business Awards. I'd like to tell you a little bit about us and what we do. First off, let me tell you about our team. We have three directors: Mark Muscat, who's our CEO and Director of Assistive Technology Training; Alan Parker, OAM, who is the Director of Business Strategy and Structure; and myself, I'm the Director of Marketing and Digital Accessibility. Between the three of us, we actually have four disabilities. Two of us, Mark and myself, have vision impairment. To different levels, Mark sees light and I see shapes. There is hearing impairment, autism, and dyslexia. So we do cover a few different senses. Mark, as an assistive technology trainer, works with people with vision impairment to teach them how to use these tools, the screen readers, the braille devices, and mobile phones. The tools that he works in are Job Access with Speech, which is a screen reader; NVDA, non-visual desktop access, I always muck that one up, which is also a screen reader; braille devices; and VoiceOver on your iPhone and your Android. It's all about giving our clients control and independence of their lives so they can make independent choices, so they have choice. As a job access mentor, Mark works with people who are already working to ensure that they can stay working. It could be something as simple as teaching them how to use Microsoft Excel to create charts or documents, whatever, how to work within that company to use the tools that that company uses, whether it's the telephones, whether it's the Microsoft Teams, whether it's SharePoint. They're simple things, but they can feel overwhelming when you start to lose your sight or when you move to a new job. It's all about giving the person with disability the ability to keep working. Sean is one of the people that we are so proud to have worked with. Sean had some major strokes. He was a father, he is a husband, he was an active member in the community, and then he had some strokes. It's left him with physical issues. It's left him with not much movement on the right-hand side. He has no sight. Now, Sean still wanted to be able to communicate with his wife, communicate with his kids, communicate with his family. Being a right-handed person, it was going to be a big learning curve for Sean to overcome.
Massive change for everyone's life. It's been amazing to watch Sean learn again in a completely different way. We've had, beautiful assistance from Mark, who was one of the first people to teach Sean how to use his phone again, because that was sort of one of the first things he wanted to be able to do, was to be able to call me and just say, Lauren, I'm okay, if he was out and about, or just to be able to do little things that he used to be able to do, like scroll the internet or read a book on his phone, things that we just take for granted. Sean had to relearn all of that. And without the help of Mark, he would have not been able to, access and use the accessibility features on his phone.
So now Sean, after about 18 months training with Mark, is very capable with his phone. As you can see from the video, Sean can do what he wants to access the information. Our second person that I really want to highlight is Aaron. Aaron lost his sight through retinosis pigmentosa. Lost it later in life, like Sean, and it became another big learning curve. Aaron had to stop work. He couldn't continue working where he was. He set Mark a challenge of how quickly Mark could teach Aaron to use the Job Access with Speech screen reader, JAWS. Aaron has been so successful in this with Mark's assistance that Aaron now runs his own business as a support coordinator. He's got no sight, nothing stops Aaron. As a digital accessibility guru, my work relates to the other side of the coin. I work with business to educate them about the Australian Digital Accessibility Standard. It's based on the global standard, the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, and it's embedded in the Disability Discrimination Act. And it is a way to ensure that all the documents, all the websites, your bills are accessible to everyone, regardless of ability, whether it's an elderly person, a person with dyslexia, a person that has a hearing impairment, cognitive impairments, low fine motor skills, low gross motor skills, quadriplegia, that they can all access the information. I work with businesses to do this, to educate, to work with them to update their websites, to update their documents so that they meet the standard. The more we can make this work a habit, like Control C for copy, we all do it, the more the world is opened up to everyone. I'm really proud to have worked on a couple of really big projects. And the first one to talk about is Surge Solutions. Surge have come up with an app called Surge that is a way that people with disability can communicate with businesses, swimming pools, activity centres, so that a person with disability knows what to expect when they get there. It really does open up the world. It has been a pleasure to work with Chris, Vic and the team to make the app digitally accessible. So now it doesn't matter what disability you've got, you can still hop on with the app, access the information, participate. I've got on the screen here the QPAC site on the app, and we can tell if I went on it, I can look up what I'm going to hear, what's the smells I'm going to smell, what am I going to feel, how busy is it going to be. A great description of QPAC for me to go to a play, to go to a show. I'm really proud to have also worked with Queensland Department of Primary Industries. I'm so proud to be involved with them. There are many people out in the bush that do have disabilities. Can be anything again, from hearing impairments to cognitive to autism, like myself, a vision impairment, or it could be someone with no arms, quadriplegia. It doesn't matter. We are everywhere. And it's so important that these people can get the information they need to keep running their businesses. DPI have really gone all out, and they're in the process now of updating all their websites to make sure they meet the standard. Another great project I've worked with was a project run by Kathleen Casford by Ninja. Kathleen was challenged to make a new, unique packaging for a shampoo and a conditioner by the salons Oscar. I'd met Kathleen at a community event and she asked me the question, well, how do you know the difference between shampoo and conditioner? After all, they're both liquids. And I had to say, I don't. I put rubber bands on one of them. And then you just have to remember which one. And Kathleen said, well, what would make the difference? And I said, Braille. The moment you add Braille or add a distinguishing mark to the bottle, so one has it, one doesn't matter, you are suddenly making it accessible. And not just for people with vision impairment. So we became the consultants on that project. Mark, as a Braille expert, was able to work with Kathleen to ensure that the Braille was correct. He tested and was able to provide advice on that. I was the test dummy on the feel of it. I don't know Braille very well, but I know enough to get me out of trouble. It was a great project that has had a big impact on the community. So the team at DASAD, as you can see, are really focused on ensuring that the world is opened up, the digital world is opened up to people with disability. It's so important. Our mission, our purpose, and our vision are all aligned in that all we want is it just to be normal, that a document is accessible to everyone, regardless of ability. We're a common group, us people with disability, and we really just want to open up our world. Digital accessibility, assistive technology are the tools that we at DASAD are using to help the world open up. Again, thank you. we are so honoured to have been nominated.